Hey everyone, it's Jordan. Today I'm going to be doing my July wrap-up. I'm sorry that the lighting is a bit bad. The sun is going down and the lighting just with the regular light up from the fan is not good enough, so I have an extra lighting over there. And the sun is almost down, so this is like the only time I could film. But I think July was a good reading month, even though at the end it was kind of a bit of a bumpy road for me just because I was starting my new job and I just didn't get a lot of reading done. So yeah, I've read 5 books in July, which is still a good amount for me just because of my average is usually either 4 to 12 depending on the month and how good my reading has been. But yeah, let's get to my July wrap up. So the first book that I've read in July, well, I started in June, but I finished it in July, is Heartless by Marissa Meyer. This is a origin story of the evil queen from Alice in Wonderland, and this is about a girl who's a daughter of she loves to bake, and she wanted to please her parents just by marrying the king of Wonderland, obviously, but then she ends up meeting a guy who's named Just, and he's the jester, and she ends up having a difficult decision in her life. She either will choose a life that she has no control over, or she'll choose the life that she always wanted. And I really enjoy this book. I kind of struggled with the audiobook a bit just because I'm not sure if it was the same narrator as the Lunar Chronicles, because I listened to all the Lunar Chronicle books on audiobook and I really enjoyed them. But with this one, I kind of struggled with a bit, so it was like really slow for me, so I ended up finishing it physically, and I kind of wish I chose the physical reading route than listening to the audiobook. But overall, I still really enjoy this book, but I will probably have trouble listening to audiobook on her future books or just reading them physically, but either way, I give this book 4 stars. The next book that I read in July is the first book of Love, Sugar, Magic, A Dash of Trouble by Anna Marino, which is about a girl who's who owns the bakery, and she loves to bake, and then she discovers that her family are witches, and then she keeps it as a secret that she knows that her family is witches, and then she tries to figure out how to use magic on her own. And from reading this book, I really enjoyed enjoying this book. I love Leo as the main character, and I love that her family are bakers, and I just love to bake in general, so I'm like, it makes me want to bake even more, even though I've read other books that have characters that loves to bake. But with this one, I honestly really love reading about Leo and her family, and especially their Mexican background, which I'm like, want to learn more about the Mexican culture, and I can tell that some of the recipes were in Spanish, and I'm like, what the heck is that supposed to be throughout the book? But I still love this book overall, and I definitely want to continue on with the series since I love Leo and the other characters so much, and I give this 5 out of 5 stars. And the next book that I've read in July is Disney at Dawn by Ridley Pearson. This is the second book in the Kingdom Keepers series, and if you haven't read the first book follows a guy named Reddy Finn, who ends up wanting to becoming one of the Kingdom Keepers, and you follow the story along with that. He ends up being one of the cast members who was one of the Kingdom Keepers, and he becomes one of the Kingdom Keepers, which are basically the protectors of Disney World, basically. And I read this before, and I DNF'd it for some reason, and I was not in a Disney mood for some reason. But after reading the first part and then reading the rest of the book, I honestly still really enjoyed it, and I honestly wish there was more to the story for some reason. I don't know. I still really enjoy this book overall, and it takes place in one of my favorite theme parks in Disney World, other than the Magic Kingdom, Animal Kingdom. So there's that, and I don't know why. I really enjoyed it, but I honestly wish there was more to it. But I'm still gonna continue on with the series because I really love how there's a lot of references about Disney World, and I still really enjoy it, and and it bugs me how future they redesigned the covers again and not like this format like I have with the first two books, but I can't control that. But either way, I still enjoy this book and I can't wait to continue on with the series, and I give this 4 out of 5 stars. The next book that I've read in July is The Backstagers Volume 1 by James Thayon IV, Rian Sight, and Walter Monte. I think that's how you pronounce it. I'm sorry for butchering the authors' names, but this is basically follow a group of guys in all-boys school who works on the backstage of plays and stuff, and you just follow their adventures basically. And I've read this during Summertime's Readathon. Well, the other books I have read except for Heartless for that readathon, and this was really quick, and I know graphic novels are usually quick reads for me, but I really enjoy this. I really like the characters, and I really like the concept of the story, and I can't wait to continue on with the series as well, and I just love how short they are, and you just follow guys who are having adventures in the backstage, obviously, and yeah, and I give this 4 out of 5 stars. And the last book that I've read in July is the Faux Love Story by Lon Lee. This is about two main characters whose family are restaurant owners, but more specifically Vietnamese restaurant owners, and their enemies, and they end up meeting and fall in love, and that's all I'm gonna give you in a synopsis, just because it's basically a Romeo and Juliet kind of story, and I love this book so much. I just love the characters, and I just love how they're like, oh, you guys are star-crossed lovers like Romeo and Juliet, and they're like, maybe? And I just really love learning about their family's culture, and also like how they're different from each other. Like I just really like the characters so much, and I just like how I think one of them's a writer, which I also really like, and I just love the story overall. I think it was really cute, and I can't wait to read the companion novel, which isn't coming out for another 2 years, but I'm excited to read more from the author's works either way, and I give this 5 out of 5 stars. So that's all for the books that I've read in July. If you enjoyed this video, give us a thumbs up and comment down below what you've read in July. And if you haven't already, click the subscribe button and click the bell icon so you'll be notified when I post new videos. Also, you can follow me on social media like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Goodreads, which all links will be down below for you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!